You people who have mixed marriages, tell your kids they do not have to choose what side they're on. You know, I grew up in a small town in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I think it was a blessing for me to grow up in a small town. I love Fort Wayne, a great place to grow up. You know, and I think it kept me rooted in reality, honestly. I think it taught me what was truly real to me and was important to me as a man and as a kid growing up. And I really want to thank Fort Wayne for accepting me and embracing me throughout my lifetime, throughout my career, and accepting my family while we were there in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and why they still are there in Fort Wayne for who we were as people.
Well, Rod certainly thanked his hometown. Perhaps football fans everywhere should be thanking Jim Grinnell. He's the man that kept Rod interested in football and on his path here to the Hall of Fame.
I went to high school. I went to the best high school in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Snyder High School. You know, we had a football coach, Mike Holly, and Mike, he was a tough coach, man. He worked us hard. He yelled at us a lot. So I quit my sophomore year. I quit football. And I was like, man, this is too much. I'm out of here. And Coach Grinnell went up to me and said, you can never quit. You go back out, you fight, you love football, you keep doing it. So honestly, without Coach Grinnell coming back to me and influencing me to come back to football, I would not be here today. Choose to pray rather than curse. Choose to live rather than die. Choose Jesus Christ over the world. God bless you.
Glenn Marini here in Canton, Ohio with Hall of Famer Rod Woodson. I know we talked at Parkview Field a few weeks ago. How does it feel to actually be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
It feels good. I mean, it's a long journey. It's been a whirlwind. It's gone fast. But this is worth being tired. It's worth being and having all the friends and family come in and to be a part of it, to sharing it.
When we talked before, you said when you looked in the mirror, you saw a father, a friend, a good person. Do you now see the Hall of Famer that you didn't see before?
No, nothing's changed. It doesn't matter if I'm donning the yellow jacket or not. Nothing's changed. I'm still Rod. I look in the mirror. I don't see the Bart Starrs, the George Blandas. I don't see those individuals when I look in the mirror and see myself. So, but I know it's a huge honor. I'm accepting of it, and hopefully I can wear the jacket with pride and do it right.
What was it like to see so many different people from your past here tonight? Michael Hawley, we talked with him, people from Purdue, and then people from the professional level, and fans from Pittsburgh and Fort Wayne as well.
Well, I mean, it's a place that you can come together, and if you can't share with your friends and family at a celebration like this, then what is it to have? I think you need to celebrate with your family and friends, and it really made the evening special, and I'm happy that everybody showed up.
Yeah, what was the most special thing about this evening?
All of it. It's not one thing, it's all of it. I think people showing up, us enjoying everything, being inside and outside the tent, and other Hall of Famers coming in and showing their respect. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Well, final question. Was it more than you imagined, the ceremony and everything leading up to it? And is it something you could have imagined when you're that kid quitting on that football team in Snyder and then coming back because Coach had you come back?
I didn't know what to imagine. It was my first rodeo. You only go through it one time as a Hall of Famer, and my mind was open. It was a great experience. It was a whirlwind. I'll come back next year to enjoy all the festivities, and I don't have to talk anymore.
All right, sounds good. Appreciate the time. Rod Woodson, Hall of Fame, class of 2009. Hey, first off, Coach, what was it like sitting there watching a guy that you saw really in his infancy stages of football get inducted in the ultimate for professional football?
Well, it's truly amazing, but when he was a sophomore, Coach Bush's defensive coach at the time said, this guy's destined to play on Sunday. He was so athletic and so smooth in what he did and so gifted that we knew that the future was limitless. But to end up in the NFL Hall of Fame, which is the epitome of the sport, is just amazing. It speaks volumes of his character, his toughness, his determination, and his God-given ability.
You kind of mentioned it. Did you foresee the level that he could get to, the potential when you saw him for the first time?
Oh yeah, it was just he was all conference in 3 sports. Won 4 state championships in track. Was a world-class track guy. But there are a lot of guys that are talented, maybe not that talented, but to get to the level that he arrived at takes determination beyond compare.
Do you feel that anybody in the history of Fort Wayne athletics personifies not only what he could do on the athletic field, but what the city means in more ways than Rod?
Probably not. Coach Bush and I worked his football camp every year that it was in existence, and he would come back every summer and bring great pro athletes. And it was a wonderful experience for the kids of the city. It really was. He truly gave back to the city, and everyone should be proud of that.
All right, first off, Coach, what was it like to see a guy you saw in the first stages of football be inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Glenn, it was just unbelievable. I mean, it's awesome to just think about the people that he is in there with. When you think about Bob Hayes and people like that he went in with tonight, those are guys that I grew up with, that I watched when I was a kid. To see Rod join that crowd is just unbelievable.
As far as you go, he called you out a little bit there as one of the toughest coaches he's ever seen, and he's seen his share. What's your reaction?
Well, he was a kid. He was just growing up, and it was his first year, in high school football. And like you said, he quit his sophomore year and came back out his junior year, and thank goodness he did for all of our sake. And but he's fine. He was just not used to the work.
Final question: what was it like when you saw him across the stage and you realized this is a guy that has absolutely realized his dream?
Well, I think what Tracy Foster said about him is not only as being a tremendous athlete, but a great guy, a great kid, and a model young man. And I'm really looking forward. We're going to Rod's party after this interview, and I'm looking forward to talking to him now after I talked to him at Parkview Field, and he didn't quite know what to anticipate. Now he does.